Now, we talked about at the very beginning of the show, spring, and part of that is a lot of listings, but that can be intimidating for a lot of people.
It can, especially when you're not familiar with the process. So when you're getting started and you're thinking about listing, the thing that I always recommend people is talk to realtors, not necessarily one. Talk to a couple realtors, get familiar with the process, see how it's going to work. I think that is the best place to start to kind of get the process going.
Okay, now once you feel like you've established a connection with one realtor, a lot of people are like, okay, there's paperwork and there's things involved. What is one of the first steps that you would take when you're saying, okay, let's move forward with listing your house? You know, I know there's a lot of things to look at.
Absolutely. So you're going to be looking at, most important, everybody wants to know what to price their house at.
Right.
Or they've kind of got an idea, but they want to know, is it a good idea? So there's comparative market analysis, CMAs. You'll have a realtor come out, they can look at the property, they can give you their ideas, their recommendations, and kind of explain to you why. Tell you about the market, tell you what's going on, tell you what's going on in similar neighborhoods. That way when you go into it, you have a little bit of knowledge of where you stand.
Right, because it's easy to get an emotional attachment to what you have and you know what you'd like, but you guys come in and you're like, bottom line, you want to sell that house.
Yeah.
So you're going to be honest with the person about what you feel like you can get.
Exactly, especially right now. Right now, it's a little bit more of a buyer's market than anybody in this area is really used to. Now is not the time to list your property and make $80,000 in most circumstances. So you're looking to be competitive and you're looking to actually move the house. So that just has to be taken into consideration.
All right, so you like your realtor and you like the company that he or she works for, and then you've decided, okay, this is the price. Now there's some paperwork involved because it's a contract process.
Yes, it's a listing contract. So you're going to again meet with your realtor. You're going to go through the paperwork. Possibly they've given it to you early, let you look through it, or you're going through it with them, asking questions. And then once it's done, you got signs, you got pictures, and it's online, so you're ready to go.
Right. Now, you got to show the property. It's a little more difficult if the family or the person is still living there, but you do your best to give them some time.
Absolutely, and most agents will. So a lot of times you'll have on the system, on our system, what the circumstances are. So 24-hour notice, 72-hour notice, or show at will because nobody lives in it. So you have a little bit of knowledge of the situation. But yes, if somebody lives in the house, it's always recommended to give them a little bit of notice. It's just, be nice.
And then part of the process, you will walk through the house, and a lot of times there are certain ways that you can stage the house, I guess you could say. So declutter. Yeah. I think somebody told to me one time, don't make so much of your personal stuff in there to where somebody can walk into it and picture themselves living there.
Exactly. I'm not a huge fan of taking everything personal out just because I think in this area we like to have a little bit of connection. But yes, you don't want them to be so overwhelmed with what your stuff is doing in the house that they can't see their own stuff. Absolutely.
But that's a one-on-one thing that you will talk to, or any of your realtors will talk to the family if they call you. So if you're thinking about listing your house, or if you have any questions and you're not real sure about it, I'm sure you don't have to call to do business with you guys.
No.
They can call with questions.
Absolutely. Call with questions. And again, call and talk to different people. Just meeting with somebody doesn't mean that's who you have to work with. So talk, feel comfortable. Make sure you trust who you're working with.
All right. Well, we have gone through another show, and it has gone very well.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much for joining us for Real Estate Talk, and we'll see you next time.